I'm not sure how I feel about this lighting. Okay, paragraph 3 of The Origins of Separation. The Garden of Eden, or the pre-separation condition, was a state of mind in which nothing was needed. When Adam listened to the lies of the serpent, all he heard was untruth. You do not have to continue to believe what is not true unless you choose to do so. It just makes me think of your intuition, and when you just like know that something's off, and the joy that can come of just listening to that and recognizing that there is a reason for that feeling. But I don't think that's necessarily like actually what it's talking about, because I think what it's actually talking about is now it's making me think of nonviolent communication and this idea that, like, in A Course in Miracles, it says everything is either love or a call to love. And in nonviolent communication, it says people are either able to express their needs or like they're making a tragic expression of their needs. And like that, basically, like, this serpent, like, Adam was just able to hear, like, oh, this is just a like tragic expression of needs or whatever, like that's just kind of how it was before, I think. That you just saw the need that's underneath, the truth that's underneath, the like real connection. That is the reality of what's going on. All that can literally disappear in the twinkling of an eye because it is merely misperception. What is seen in dreams seems to be very real, yet the Bible says that a deep sleep fell upon Adam, and nowhere is there reference to his waking up. The world has not yet experienced any comprehensive reawakening or rebirth. Such a rebirth is impossible as long as you continue to project or miscreate. So, like, if I continue to hear someone's, like, tragic expression of needs as violence upon me, emotional or physical, then, like, I can't wake up. And I can't contribute to other people's waking up. So, like, I'm trying to think of an example that's not from my life. But, if a person yells at me on the freeway and I hear it as, like, them actually calling me, like, an asshole or whatever, like someone even honking at me, like, that actually, like, I get, like, like, scared and worried that I did something wrong. But if I just hear it as, like, oh, like, that person has a need to, be to their work on time or, get to the hospital, like, if I hear it as the actual need that it is, rather than the, like, fuck you, asshole, pay attention to how you drive, like, maybe what their actual need is like connection. But if I listen to what their actual need is, then I won't judge them and I'll be able to call them into humanity. It still remains within you, however, to extend as God has extended their spirit to you. In reality, this is your only choice, because your free will has given you for your joy in creating the perfect. Did I read that right? It still remains within you, however, to extend as God or love, to extend as love extended their spirit to you. So, like, the love that was extended to me, I can then extend that to others. In reality, this is your only choice, to either extend or not extend, I think. Or maybe, like, when I make that choice, then I'm asking for love to guide my life. Because your free will was given you for your joy in creating the perfect. My joy. Like, if I were to forgive someone for calling me an asshole on the freeway, and see that actually as joyous rather than like being a sucker, like, you know, wanting to be like right, like needing to be right. That's something that we talk about in my program a lot, is like, do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Carl Jung talks about like, do I want to be right or do I want to be whole? Like, I'd rather be whole. I'd rather be in alignment with my higher power. Like, that actually feels really good. And even though in the moment it might feel really threatening to have someone calling me names or whatever it is, like the example that I used was calling names, but there's so much more that can feel threatening than just that. It only perpetuates the problem. Like, I might be right for a little while, and then what? And then what happens? What happens the time that I'm wrong? Do I lose my deserving of love? So if I just keep extending that love out to others, the rebirth of the planet will happen. The rebirth of me, at least. So I need it.